Tonight on MTN News, private prison profits are on the rise. How companies like CoreCivic, which operates a facility here in Montana, are seeing major financial gain as immigration detention numbers hit record highs. Plus,
I'm Jane McDonald, and coming up we have an exclusive interview with EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin as he tours the Berkeley Pit, and he'll give us an update on the cleanup effort here in Butte.
and later, a small-town grocery store that's earning big-time bragging rights. We'll take you to Seiko Pay and Save, where locals say you can find the best bacon in Montana.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Thank you for trusting MTN for your 530 News. I'm Anissa Kumar. First this evening. CoreCivic, a private prison company that operates detention facilities across the country, including one in Montana located in Shelby, is one of several corporations contracted to house immigrants for ICE. Now, CoreCivic and another major player, the Geo Group, are reporting significant revenue growth as immigration detention numbers reach record highs. Scripps News investigative reporter looks into where that money is coming from and how much these companies are profiting.
Two of the nation's biggest operators of private immigrant detention centers are announcing major revenue growth. One of those companies is Geo Group, with 6,000 beds at their immigration detention centers around the country, including Delaney Hall in New Jersey. You might recall that's where a congresswoman's clash with ICE agents led to her arrest in spring. Geo Group's third quarter update shows revenues increasing 13%, fueled by contracts with ICE, helping to give investors a banner 2025.
This represents the largest amount of new business that we have won in a single year in our company's history.
The other major operator of private jails is CoreCivic. Earlier this year, Scripps News visited a CoreCivic jail in Kansas, ramping up operations to eventually begin housing immigrants. But the company has other detention centers already open, leading to a jump in revenue of 18% last quarter. And take a look at their skyrocketing earnings since 2020, up and to the right. With the Trump administration aiming to detain thousands more immigrants, both companies see more room to bring in more money from the deportation push.
When you look at the growth that we're expecting for 2026, it's one of the fastest growth years, year over year, that we've experienced in a very long time as a company.
Still, stocks in both companies actually dropped. Investors perhaps questioning how much they can rely on ICE to grow their bottom lines in the future. Patrick Terpstra, Scripps News Group, Washington.
The Butte Superfund site has been a focal point of environmental cleanup efforts for decades. And this week, it got a visit from the head of the EPA. In an exclusive interview you'll only see here on MTN, our Jane McDonald spoke with the EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, discussing the progress, challenges, and future of the cleanup efforts.
EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin is in Butte visiting the Berkeley Pit, and he's going to give us an update on the state of affairs with the major cleanup effort happening in Butte.
I can't begin to tell you just how many conversations, meetings that we've had in D.C. talking about this Superfund site in Butte.
Conversations that eventually led to a visit from the EPA Administrator. Administrator Lee Zeldin spent the day in Butte speaking with various officials and touring different locations, including the Berkeley Pit Superfund cleanup site. MTN was invited for an exclusive interview with the Administrator.
Being able to get oriented to this map that I've seen in D.C., but it's a very different vantage point standing at a location where you're able to see so much of Butte. That probably is the most helpful piece of it, being able to orient myself to that map in a way that it doesn't do any justice without having the opportunity to visit for yourself.
But it was also the past that came to Administrator Zeldin's mind. Butte's Berkeley Pit was designated a Superfund cleanup site back in 1983, addressing decades of contamination resulting from historic mining activities in the area.
You know, as I'm standing there, I'm thinking of all that history. There's so much remediation that has been needed and will continue to be needed.
Butte Chief Executive J.P. Gallagher noted that he was glad to see the administrators stop in Butte to view the complexity of the Superfund cleanup site.
You know, I was able to share with him about the concerns with the change of the action level for lead levels and blood lead level and things like that. And You know, I don't know where that's going to go. You know, there's a challenge to it because they're doing it kind of more at a national level rather than on site and keeping things kind of the same across the board. But that still doesn't answer the questions to the community. Are we safe?
I asked the administrator about his message to residents, and he reiterates his desire to work with the community of Butte.
We want to work as closely as possible with the local residents. We don't want there to be any daylight between us. And we want to listen to the community's concerns. We want to provide assistance and support however we can. Whatever feedback we get here today visiting Butte or in the days, weeks, months that are ahead, we just want to be great partners.
In Butte, Jane McDonald, MTN News.
We've had some lovely Sunday weather today with mostly cloudy skies and some light wind, but I'm told by Brianna Juno that those gusts may start to pick up as we head into the week. Brianna, what is the forecast looking like?
Take a look at those weather headlines. You can expect some mild and breezy conditions tomorrow. Those temperatures will be above average into the 60s for some places, with those strong wind gusts definitely going to be affecting the Rocky Mountain front and portions west of the I-90 corridor. Now, we will see a slight cool down next week, possibly some precipitation by the end of next week, but Thursday is going to be another day where those temperatures could possibly hit back up into the 60s. Currently, those temperatures are in the 40s and 50s and even the 30s. It is a bit of a chilly day and definitely cloudy, but you can expect those breezy conditions to pop up tonight. Colder over in the eastern portion of the state, but a little bit warm over in the plains. And tomorrow, again, expect those high temperatures back up into the 50s and the 60s. It will be breezy, but mostly cloudy and mild for some places. And then we won't see a lot of precipitation popping up. There is going to be some chances for some mountain snow at the end of this upcoming week.
Business is good in Saco. Find out why travelers are baking for more when they stop at this Highline hotspot, coming up in Sunday's Montana Ag Report.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Welcome back to MTN News. In the small town of Saco, one family-run grocery store is making a big name for itself thanks to some award-winning bacon that's drawing customers from across the state. In this week's Montana Ag Report, our Tom Wiley takes us to the Highline to meet the team behind the Saco Pay and Save and to find out how they're bringing home the bacon.
A lot of places in Montana say they have the best bacon in the state, but the Saco Pay and Save bolsters its case with trophies and sales to prove it.
In tiny Saco, Montana, on the Highline, you'll find a grocery store that's made a meaty name for itself.
So the Saco Pay and Save is just a small town grocery store. We have a lot of your normal grocery store fare, but we also have a very robust meat market.
That meat market is what brings in people from all across the country.
A lot of our customers, just traveling along the Highline, going from east to west, stop in here and grab some bacon, or they grab some snack sticks. And next thing you know, their family members want it. So the next time they come up, they want to get some bacon too. So I've had calls from all over the country asking if we ship. Unfortunately, we don't.
Just ask Ken Taylor of Glasgow. On this day, he was perusing the meats, which had mostly been picked over.
Would you say that the meat here and the bacon is the best in the state?
Yeah, I would say that. If it's open and we're passing through, we usually stop by.
Yeah. Why?
The meat is very good. We love the different varieties of bacon and their snack sticks.
Snodgrass purchased the business in the spring, along with two business partners. He says what sets them apart is variety, enough to make any carnivore bacon for more.
I think with the bacon right now, we have roughly 25 flavors. We have spicy bacon, we have sweet bacon, we have sour bacon, we have all kinds of these different flavors, and people seem to gravitate towards that.
The walls are full of awards from the Montana Meat Processors Association, and that's created a loyal customer base that's ready to meet expectations.
People coming in with coolers, people coming in with boxes.
As a new owner, Snodgrass says he's proud of what the community has built and plans to keep it that way.
Everywhere I go, if somebody finds out that I'm from Saco, Montana, they ask me, do you know about the Saco bacon? Everybody comes in and they say, are you going to change anything? you know, and it's like, well, there are some things that we would like to change, but we will not be changing the recipes and we will not be changing the bacon.
Every slice tells a story, and in Seiko, that story is well done. Tom Wiley, MTN News.
Canadian tourism in Montana has dropped significantly, and in an effort to rebuild that tourism, Kalispell is making it easier than ever for Canadian visitors. Discover Kalispell launched the Canadian Welcome Pass earlier this month after noticing a decline in visitors from Alberta just 90 minutes away. The online pass offers deals and discounts for local dining, retail, and lodging. Despite just being launched this month, the pass is already seeing immense success.
We're seeing great results, actually. We've had over 500 downloads of the pass just in the past 3 days. Several hotel reservations have already come in, so there is interest.
The pass is set to run through mid-January, but Discover Kalispell hopes to extend the program if it continues to see success.
We have a dry next couple of days, but some precipitation is expected for the end of this upcoming week. I'll give you a full look at your forecast coming up.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Brianna Juneau.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your Great Falls Clinic iCam. Beautiful shot of that sunset this evening. Mostly cloudy skies. We are seeing those current temperatures around 53 degrees. A little bit breezy out there, and you can expect that those wind gusts to increase as we head into the overnight hours. Over in that Helena Opportunity Bank of Montana weather cam, we're also seeing a great shot of those cloudy skies. And again, you can expect some mostly cloudy skies tonight. A little bit calmer over in Helena, but again, those winds are going to pick up overnight tonight. So here's a quick look at your current temperatures across the area. A little bit warmer for some of these plains and along the Rocky Mountain front, 40s and 50s, but over in the eastern portion of the state, we are seeing those 30-degree temperatures, but they are ranging depending on your elevation here. Now we are going to see some drier conditions on the way through the next couple of days, and tomorrow might actually be one of the warmest days of this next upcoming week, Thursday being a close second for some, but we could see those temperatures above average into the 60s tomorrow for some areas. That's mild and breezy. The strongest wind gusts along the Rocky Mountain front and west of the I-90 corridor. Now there is going to be some slight cool down for some days next week, but precipitation is likely for the end of next week towards next weekend. So enjoy these drier conditions while you can before we start to get some of that mountain snow back into the forecast. But upper level ridging was dominating today, warming up some of those temperatures. It is going to flatten, which is just going to drive those breezy conditions tonight and through tomorrow. But we will see that ridge kind of trying to amplify again as we head through Tuesday and Wednesday, which is going to keep things a bit breezy for Tuesday too, but definitely going to see a bit of a warmer day tomorrow despite those high wind gusts, and we are going to see some cloudy skies tonight, but mostly dry throughout most of the area, which is something that we can look forward to. I know we do need that precipitation, and hopefully we will get it. There's going to be some chances of some rain showers on Monday, especially along the High Line and even over in that western portion of the state, moving down into some of these Central Plains areas. But other than that, you can expect some partly cloudy skies tomorrow for most of north central Montana. And as we head into Tuesday, you can also expect some windier conditions and some more of those partly cloudy skies. Now here's a look at your wind gust tracker. Not super breezy this evening, but it is going to pick up as we head through the next couple of hours. We are already seeing some breezy conditions along the Rocky Mountain front and even in eastern portions of the states. But if you watch the Rocky Mountain front, you're going to notice that most of those wind gusts are going to amplify there at first, becoming more widespread as we head through Monday morning. We could even see some of those wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour for some of those areas, which is going to prompt some high wind warnings for tomorrow, especially for the Rocky Mountain front. These winds are going to dig in as we head in through Tuesday before trying to die down as we head through Tuesday night. So just the next couple of days of those classic Montana breezy conditions. But here's a look at your low temperatures tonight. A little bit warmer again along the Rocky Mountain front and in some of the plains with 30s and 40s, but 20s over in the eastern portion of the state. Again, it's going to be a bit breezy tonight, mostly cloudy skies. And then you can expect those high temperatures tomorrow, nice and mild for some, cooler for others, but up into the 50s and even the upper 60s. Breezy, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, and mild for some. So definitely enjoy these nice warmer temperatures before that snow really starts to dig in.